It's all programming. It's programming your mind to feel like you are not enough so that you can always buy things to make you more perfect. It is literally a war on our psychological mind. It's a psychological war on us, y'all. And you gotta wake up and you gotta realize that there's nothing wrong with you. You are who you are. But they're making it seem like there's something wrong with you so that you can keep funding their businesses. Hey, what is up? What's poppin'? How y'all doing? Welcome to my channel. Thank y'all so much for tuning in today. So today's video, we are going to talk about self-love. But more importantly, we're going to talk about why you don't love yourself, because self-love is honestly different for everybody. You know, I can tell you what self-love is to me. Self-love to me is painting. You might not like painting. Self-love to me is writing poetry. You might not like that shit. But what is common between all of us is the reasons why we don't love ourselves. And I think it's important to understand and to know why you don't love yourself so that you can start to love yourself. Because that's just kind of like building a house but not knowing how to build it. It's going to crumble. It's not going to work. You got to know why you don't love yourself first in order to love yourself. So let's talk about it. So first and foremost, let's talk about when we were born. When we were born, we were given everything, okay? We were given an identity, a gender. We were given a name. We were told how to walk. We were told how to talk. We were told how to be. We were told that pink is for girls and blue is for boys. We were told all of this shit. You know what I mean? So we were influenced by our parents, by the media, by our friends, by our family. We were influenced by everything, right? So when you're influenced by so many people and you have so many people around you telling you how to be, it can be really fucking difficult to be who you truly are because you don't know who you are. You are the epitome. You are the essence of what you have learned and what you have experienced. You haven't went within and actually got to know yourself yet. So of course, you know, we are where we are right now, where we're lacking in self-love because when we were born, we weren't taught to actually go within and get to know who we were. We were taught that, well, this is right, this is wrong, this is girls, this is boys, you know, this is ladylike, this is not ladylike. What the fuck is ladylike? And who made up that definition? Because it was probably by a man. And if it was by a woman, it was probably by a woman trying to impress a man. Because what the fuck is ladylike? What is ladylike? You can't group a whole bunch of women or a whole bunch of men into one category. We're all different and we're all unique individuals. And it needs to be instilled upon us that, you know, although these are the rules of the world, you find out what's important for you and not what's important to me, to them, to him, you know, living these lives that our parents kind of created for us. Of course, we do that when we're younger, but as we get older, we start to become who we truly are. But sometimes it's hard to do that because some of us have parents that don't really allow us to have an identity. But if you were in a stricter household, you know, your parents was probably like, oh, you a kid, you don't know no better. Oh, you a kid, what you know about that? You know, they try to make it seem like you don't know nothing. So it's like you have to depend on other people for their ideas and their opinions because you were told that yours doesn't mean anything. Yours isn't valid. So you have to cut that limited belief out and step into who you are and get rid of that identity that was placed upon you. Learn what your own identity is, you know, self-love, love in general. Like if you look up the definition of love, the definition says that love is an intense feeling of a deep connection or something like that. That's not love. That's hatred. That's joy. That's pain. That's anger. That's every fucking emotion. That's not just love. You know, love is accepting people for who they truly are and not changing them to make them fit this delusion that you created in your head of who they should be. Let me close my window. So yeah, so love is not putting up with bullshit because you feel like somebody's trying their best. Just because somebody's trying their best doesn't mean that it's good for you. You know what I mean? You can go to a job and try your best in that interview and they tell you no because you're not the right fit for them. You got to find out what fits for you. You got to strip yourself of what you were told as a kid and figure out what makes sense to you. Because a lot of times, just because your parents tell you something, don't mean that they know that shit. There are some parents that should not be giving a kid advice. All right, know where you're getting your advice from. Know who is teaching you, because there are a lot of parents who are insecure, who have past traumas that they're still working through, and they're putting those traumas on their kids. You know what I mean? So you gotta break free of that. So the reason why you don't love yourself is not even just the fact that when we were placed in this world, we were given an identity, we were told all of these things, but we really are being attacked on every fucking level. We are being attacked on every fucking level. Let me repeat that again. We are being attacked on every single level. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and every fucking thing that we do, right? On TV commercials, they tell you, oh, well, you're not pretty unless you try this product. Your skin isn't smooth unless you try this product. Your hair is frizzy. Okay, try this conditioner to make it be straighter. Who said that frizzy is bad? When did frizzy ever become a problem? It was never a problem. It was never a problem. Maybe to society it's a problem, but is that a problem to you? Because you make up society, so you are able to choose what you feel like is right and what you feel like is wrong. And even when you see black women, and I lay my baby edges down, I lay it down because I want to, but there are a lot of days where I don't be laying my edges down. But it's crazy to me how they be like, oh, well, tame your edges. Your edges is a little bit too curly. It's a little bit too wild. It's a little bit too free. So that's your natural hair. That's your natural hair. Be okay in your natural hair. That doesn't mean that you're not put together, that you're sloppy. That doesn't mean that. That means that you're embracing your true, authentic, natural state. You know what I mean? Like even, with these different products. I watched this commercial a couple of months ago, and it was like, oh, are you impulsively buying? Are you just buying things that you don't need, and you're just scrolling on these shopping, and this isn't verbatim, but it was like, are you scrolling through these shopping ads and you're just buying a lot of stuff? It's probably because you're depressed. What? You're not depressed. You're just compulsively buying shit that you don't need. You're being persuaded by these companies that's coming up with these sayings that's making you feel like there's something wrong with you when there's not. There's nothing wrong with you. The way that you were born is the way that you are meant to be. And if you're saying that you were born wrong, now I'm not talking about the whole gender switching and stuff like that. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about like you not liking your hair, or you not liking your eye shape, or you not liking your nose shape. By you saying that, you were made by an accident. Your nose is an accident. Your eyes is an accident. Do our universe ever make accidents? Do God ever create accidents? They don't. What the problem is, you're trying too hard to be perfect. Why do you want to be perfect? Why is there this big thing on perfection? Perfection is a figment of your imagination. Your nose is big. Okay, and are you defined by the shape of your nose, or are you defined by your personality, by your characteristics, by what you bring to the table, by being nice to people? Are you defined by your big lips or your big ears or your short hair? Are you defined by any of that? No. And if you do define yourself by that, then you need to go and get yourself some substance. And you need to bring more to the table, because no, you got to be gentle with yourself. I used to hate myself so much when I was younger. I used to hate my legs. I used to never wear shirts. It was hot as fuck outside. It was hot as hell outside. And I'm over here in jogging pants and sweats and pants because I'm ashamed of my legs. And the reason why I was ashamed of my legs was because, like the little strawberry legs, the little dots that you have on your legs. I was ashamed of that. So I never wear shorts. How foolish, right? And I'm not saying that if you have that insecurity, I'm not saying that you're foolish. I'm talking about for me. In my opinion, for me, that's foolish. I'm literally making myself suffer by being hot because I'm trying to keep this image of perfection for other people who don't even probably give a fuck about me. They're probably not even paying attention to me. They probably in a whole other world, and I'm over here stressing about somebody that don't even care. You know what I mean? And even if they do care, who cares? Even if they care, when you find people who truly care about you, they will not worry about what is imperfect in your life in a physical sense. Okay? If you have to try so hard to be perfect around the people that's in your life, baby, let me tell you something. You need to let them go, because that is not love. Well, it's conditional love. It's not unconditional love, and we want unconditional love because unconditional love is what moves this planet. It's what fills the rivers with water. Like unconditional love is what makes the world go round. And we need more unconditional love and stop this. Oh, well, I only love you if you do this for me. No, either love who you are fully, love people for who they are fully, or get to fucking step in. Get to step in. Because then when you love people with conditions, you're creating this idea that they're not perfect enough. When they are, they're just not doing what you want them to do. And they don't have to. Who are you? Who am I? You know what I mean? We're all connected. We're all one. We need to love each other and uplift each other. Not tear each other down and pick our flaws apart. No. So there's nothing wrong with your hair. You know, you have to think about this from a psychological standpoint. This depression, this insecurity that you have, all you're doing is feeding these companies money. They want you to stay insecure so that you can keep putting that money back into their products. They want you to stay insecure so that you can keep this cycle rolling. Think about it. When you're depressed, they give you medicine. You go to the doctor. And then when you get on this medicine, more than likely, you know, it's a lot of fucked up poison that's in it. So then, you know, something else is going to happen. Maybe you get liver damage, or maybe something happens with your blood and then you got to get more medicine. Or let's say, for instance, you don't like your hair, so they're telling you got to buy wigs, you got to buy weave. So you go and you buy wigs and you buy weaves and you're spending millions of dollars. Like us women, we spend so much money on wigs, and I was so bad at that. I was so bad at that. And if you do that because that's what you truly want to do your thing. Because I'm at that point now where I'm doing it because that's what I want to do. But at first, oh, I hated my hair. I hated my hair. I hated it. And I always wore wigs to cover it up. But now I'm not covering my hair up. I'm just wearing this because I like this wig. You know what I mean? Being insecure is what's feeding this world. I know I said that before, but I just need that to be imprinted into your head. There's nothing wrong with you. They're telling you in every single thing, in TV shows, on social media, in movies. It's all programming. It's programming your mind to feel like you are not enough so that you can always buy things to make you more perfect. It is literally a war on our psychological mind. It's a psychological war on us, y'all. And you gotta wake up and you gotta realize that there's nothing wrong with you. You are who you are. But they're making it seem like there's something wrong with you so that you can keep funding their businesses. Because if you think about it, businesses would not be as successful as it was if they weren't able to persuade people that there was something wrong with them and that they needed that product in order to become perfect, or to become beautiful, or to become radiant and vibrant. Like look at a lot of the commercials. The commercials, when you see them wear, you know, these clothes or these shoes or the wigs or whatever the case is, because I don't really watch TV like that no more. They're so happy. They're so vibrant. They're so like, yeah, like your life is going to be perfect with this. Or they might show you with like frizzy hair and be like, oh, like I hate it. And then once you get the straight hair, you're like, you blossom and you become this confident, you stand up straighter, you know? They're programming your mind. Don't give into it. Don't give into it. Don't. Okay? You're beautiful. And if you ain't perfect, even if you are, your legs are ugly or you got scars on you, so and you're still beautiful. You're still great. You're still magnificent. You're still worthy. You're still bomb. You're still incredible. You're still amazing. Stop. Don't allow them to put this low self-esteem on you. Nah, we ain't having it no more. No more. We ain't having it no more. These basic bitches, right? Okay. These bad bitches, right? Okay, let's talk about this for a second, because these bad bitches like to be like, oh, that's a basic bitch. Oh, I'm a bad bitch. Are you really though? Because if you think about it and you think about all of these bad bitches, do they not all look the same? Do they not all look the same? Do they not all compete with each other to see who's the baddest bitch? Who's the prettiest? Who's the most popular? You know what I mean? Oh, I have better clothes than you. Oh, my stuff is name brand. Like, they all look the same. They all act the same. They all talk the same. They all walk the same. They all look like change their bodies to look the same. That's baddie. That's basic. You're following the big trend. You don't even have your own style. You don't even have your own views of how you should be. So you're following trends in order to keep up with what society says you should look like. That is not a bad bitch. A bad bitch is knowing who you are and owning up to that. People who might dress weird, that's a bad bitch, because you know what you like and you owning it, and you don't care what nobody say. You are who you are and you own up to it, and you don't have to give in to these societal standards in order to be pretty. That is a bad bitch. That is a confident woman. That is an amazing person. And sorry if I'm making this strictly towards women. I'm a woman, so I just be talking about women, you know, empowering our women. But men too. I don't really think men be like, I'm a bad man. I don't really think that's a thing. So I don't know. That doesn't really apply to you. But if it does apply to you, you bad regardless. Whatever shape, size, color, skin, whatever you are amazing. You are radiant. You are bomb. Okay? Period. The last thing that I'm going to talk about is find out what self-love is to you. And what I mean by this is, after you have dissected why you like the things you like, why you do the things you do, after you've owned up to yourself and your body and you love yourself, what brings you happiness? Like, what feeds your soul? And I'm not talking about things that people say that you should do in order, no, get rid of all of that. I mean, be real, be honest, be authentic with yourself. What do you do that brings you joy, that just lights you up and that feeds your soul? And I'll give you some of mine, just to, you know, give you some examples. I love painting. Painting just makes me feel so happy. It just makes me feel so amazing, so vibrant, so creative. I love poems. Poems make me feel so powerful. Like, when I be flowing, and sometimes some of the poems that I be coming up with, I be like, God damn, I'm good. You know what I mean? It makes me feel good. It makes me feel so good, and I feel like my confidence has really boosted, because when I was younger, I did poetry, and then I stopped for a long time, and then I started feeling down again, and I started writing poetry, and I just feel like I am a badass motherfucker now, okay? Like, I am a beautiful, radiant person, because now I'm actually pouring into myself in ways that lights me up. I love taking baths. I mean, I'm not talking about, like, I don't really be washing myself up, you know, because I do, but I just mean, like, I like sitting in baths and soaking and putting flowers and essential oils and bubbles and reading books and lighting candles. I love that shit. I love that. I love reading books. I love expanding my knowledge. I love watching documentaries. That might sound boring to some of y'all, but I love that shit. I love it. I do. I love looking at the stars and watching the sun and watching the clouds. I love that. I love taking pictures of the sky. You know what I mean? Like, I love looking in the mirror and loving who I see. It makes me feel so good coming from somebody who used to hate herself, who used to have such low self-esteem. This is such a big move for me. Such a big, even the fact that I'm literally making video. Who am I? Oh my gosh, I'm Naya now. Who was I before? I was a carbon copy. I was trying to be what I was not, and I was never happy. And I was trying so hard to be happy that I was never happy, because when I was trying to be happy, I was trying to be everything but myself. And they say that you are crazy if you talk to yourself, but let me tell you something. Come a little closer. You are absolutely bonkers if you do not talk to yourself. When you meet somebody and you want to get to know them, what do? You talk to them. It's essential. You gotta talk to them to get to know them. So talk to yourself, get to know yourself. You know, talk to yourself and figure out what each thing means to you. Okay, love. What does love mean to you? Let's do some journal prompts. What does love mean to you? What does happiness mean to you? What is friendships to you? What does a healthy relationship look like to you? And I don't want you to Google anything. I don't want you to consult anybody. Take as long as you need, but figure out what that means to you. And after you figure out what that means to you, look at your life. The things in your life, the people in your life, do they reflect the definition that you created of those things? If they didn't, you need to cut them out, because it's not who you are. Because you're living a lie. It's not who you are. So to step more into this self-love, into this authentic energy, you need to be more authentic to yourself. Okay, because self-love is really vital to your health. It really is, because when you are depressed, when you're sad, you're releasing chemicals within your body that's actually detrimental to yourself. You're releasing lower vibrational thoughts, and guess what's gonna happen? Other low vibrational things are gonna attract itself to you. So stop it. We ain't doing that no more. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. So that is my video. I didn't want this to be so long, and I looked at it last time, it was 14 minutes, and I kind of been talking for a little bit longer, so hopefully it's not crazy long. I hope that you all enjoyed this and got something out of it. Get rid of those limiting beliefs, okay, whatever was instilled into you. If you no longer vibrate with it, if you no longer resonate with it, cut it out. If it's not helping you, cut it out. If it's not helping you grow, if people are not helping you grow, if they're not adding to your life, if they're not making you feel good, if when you are around somebody, you look at them, you get irritated, cut them out. Okay? Cut it out. I love you all. Have a beautiful, amazing, wonderful, glorious, absolutely amazing life. I will see you in the next video. All right, peace out.